Click that like and subscribe button and go sign up on superchargedstocks.com and let's keep you notified. Good morning, everyone. It's Andrew with Supercharged Stocks. Today, I'm pleased to be speaking with Chris Healey, who's a director at K9 Gold. Mr. Healey brings 50 years of experience to this sector. He began his career at International Nickel Company, which is now Vale. He went on to work with Cameco, which is one of the largest uranium producers. A ton of experience. He's also the national president for the Geological Society of Canadian Institute of Mining and Metallurgy and Petroleum. He's published many papers. We're talking about this because it's a big gold story in Newfoundland. They have highly anomalous high-grade mineralization zones at their Stony Lake project. This region covers the southwest extension of Sokoman Minerals' Moosehead high-grade gold discovery. It also lies northeast of Marathon's Valentine Lake deposit and west of Newfoundland Gold's Queensway discovery. Now that one, of course, has been quite the story this year. It's drill ready. Eric Sprott came in for $2.25 million. They've got some big discoveries in this region. It's worth taking a look at. Let's talk with Chris Healey. So good morning, Mr. Healey. You're out in Newfoundland. How's the day been? You're 3 hours ahead. You've already launched into your morning already, but great to have you on. Let's hear about K9 Gold.
Well, we're in a very hot exploration area. Absolutely the hottest play in the world right now, with all the work that's going on with the discoveries that are being made in central Newfoundland. You couldn't be in a better place. I've been in this business for over 50 years, and it takes a lot to get me excited, to be honest. And I'm really excited about this. It's the discoveries are just phenomenal, and we're right in the right place. We've got a large area, 13,000 hectares, 27 kilometers of highly prospective terrain between Sokoman's Moosehead discovery and Marathon's Valentine Lake, right on the same trend. In fact, we are immediately adjacent to Sokoman at the north end of our property.
Yeah, and also you're close to Newfound Gold as well, which, yeah, I mean, people that don't even know mining that much have seen that story in the last year and thought, whoa, my goodness.
They're actually causing us problems because they've got so much going on that it's hard to find resources like drilling companies, geologists, and so on, which was why I was logging core myself this morning.
So, but you have attracted some of the right people for sure. I mean, because you've got Eric Sprott for $2.2 million in your last round there. You've done a lot of work leading up to now, fully funded, boom, ready to drill. You're doing work right now. So it's so good to remind people how hot the area is. And I try not to be too promotional and say, look at Newfound Gold and what they've done in the last year, but you need to compare and look and go, oh my goodness, you're on a trend, same type of terrain, and fully funded, the drill's going.
Absolutely. Like I said, it's got to be the hottest play around anywhere right now. And always junior mining's always going to be risky. High rewards, high risk. So you're always looking to de-risk, and location is always key. The better your location, the lower the risk. And never any guarantees. That's why we explore. We don't just start digging. But we're very confident that we're in a great location, and we've been doing a lot of groundwork to background to evaluate the property to make sure that once we started drilling last month, that we were drilling in the right places. It's, you never know what you're going to hit, but you want to, again, de-risk, get your background information. We've done regional ground surveys, prospecting mapping, found actually 7 zones of mineralization at surface. We have done airborne geophysics, a couple of campaigns of that, LiDAR, orthophotos, And right now we're doing some regional soil sampling, which has been proven to be successful in this terrain for other companies. Some of our neighbors have used exactly the company that we've used and the technique they've used, and been very successful in finding drill targets that actually play out to find high-grade gold. Early this year, we did some detailed induced polarization geophysics, and that is on two of the higher priority targets to better define those targets. And really, that is what we're using now to spot our drill holes.
Okay, great.
As I mentioned, we started drilling last month, and we're on hole 4 right now.
I always try to say, okay, what's urgent about this stock or this story compared to others? And one, obviously being, I mean, not only the right region, as in like province, but right smaller down to a micro level, right close to next door neighbors, on a trend. And once again, you've got a lot of data giving you a lot of ammo to hit these targets. And these, you're already drilling. So there's going to be results. And we can't predict, especially, I mean, there's COVID that we've gone through. Of course, Newfoundland is also, getting a lot of work, which is excellent, which I'm also thrilled for the province. As far as, looking at the opportunity here, there's a lot to be said to have been de-risked already, and taking on the risk that an investor wants when they're looking at exploration.
The one area closest to Sokoman, right on exactly the same trend. If you look at their maps, the trend that they have through their main mineralization, it extends right into our property, and that's exactly where we're drilling right now. But it's only the first target we have. We have lots more.
Yeah.
We released results a few weeks ago about a trench that we had exposed, which had some very encouraging numbers, 5 to 10 grams of gold in some samples at surface, and we do plan to be drilling that next. That's once we've finished our first phase of drilling in what we call the Jumpers Pond area.
And you've got the permitting in for that as well, so everything's, I mean,
yes, that's all permitted.
All permitted. Okay,
yeah. Permitting obviously can be a delay in some jurisdictions. We're finding it to be pretty good here. We're just, in fact, I was just in conversation with the main person we deal with in St. John's this morning, and we wanted to expand the areas that we covered for our existing permit, not on that particular issue, not adding more drilling, though we are going to be doing that. But in this case, just saying, well, we need to have a bigger area to drill. And they said, sure. Where they're drilling right now is about a 25 minute drive from town. Cell phone service everywhere. The trench I mentioned, it's about 15 minutes to get there. So it's great. It's in some ways the easiest project I've worked on. Certainly not fly-in or helicopters in the mountains and remote camps.
Those make for interesting stories and movies, but a lot less comfortable, to say the least.
Yeah. And then one issue, of course, that has been a bit of a challenge for us is the COVID restrictions for travel. And Newfoundland has been pretty strict. First few times we came in here, you had to isolate for 14 days, get tested 3 times, and not fun.
No.
But now, as of July 1st, if you're fully vaccinated, which I am, you just have to present a reference number when you come in and say, yeah, I'm good, and there's no isolation, no testing or anything, so you're good to go.
Let's talk a little bit about the team, because people will say, hey, listen, I mean, you've got yourself a breadth of experience that we've touched on, but you also have Jeff Poloni, who's the CEO, and then Brian Morrison, Costa Sousis. You've got a good team here to deliver as well, because that's people always ask to, is the team there? Can they deliver this? What have they done before?
Yeah, Jeff and I have worked together for the last 12, 14 years on a variety of projects in a variety of environments, and and I think we always work well together. We have a good network of younger geos that we can bring in. Jeff is a very proficient project manager, if you like, as well as being CEO of the company. He has been known to get out with a chainsaw to clear trails for the through the bush, and anything needs to be done. And that's kind of what we are. We do what we need to do. Like I said, I was logging core this morning. Normally, somebody my age wouldn't be bothered with doing that.
Yeah.
But we've got some geos here that needed a few days off, and so they're off doing a bit of touristy stuff, and I step in. Our core recovery has been absolutely superb, and that is so vital.
Yes.
I heard recently about one of the companies, I won't name them, but that has been very successful in this area. In early stages of the drilling, they had a lot of lost core. And it just so happened when they came back and re-drill holes, the lost core was where the mineralization was.
Oh.
And that, because
yeah,
and it's easy to see how that can happen, because the mineralization is going to be in fracture zones where the rock may be more crumbly, fault gouge, just blocky, and if the drillers are just sort of pushing to get meterage, they'll just grind that up and you won't see it in your core. So it's so important to have drillers that understand that.
That's your data. Yeah. You want to protect it as much as you can.
Absolutely.
And get the best assays from it. So that's definitely good news as well. So what are we looking for? I mean, right now, fully funded, you're working right now. And I love that too, that the management's literally hands-on, running around with chainsaws and logging core. Yeah. I think that's why people are attracted to this sector so much as well, is that when they hear about it and see it and realize that there are, not all companies, I say this all the time, there are lifestyle companies, but there are real companies with real people that are literally, hands-on and on-site doing work. And that, I think, when people look, they think, oh, that's really cool.
You check the ego at the door. We get our hands dirty.
That's great.
And I wouldn't have it any other way.
That's where the fun is too. Can you put some hard work in, some like little physical hard work into it, you feel like it's yours. It's your project. It really is yours.
Yeah. Well, let's face it. I should be retired. Well, I don't know. I'm too stupid to retire, or no. It's. That would tell you should have a hobby when you retire. This is my hobby.
It's your hobby. Well, I'm glad you brought that up, because this brings me up to, I always ask people, well, I don't always, but a lot of times I ask, is there a type of mindset? Because especially mining, people are really, I kind of joke around, they have to somewhat enjoy pain, because there's going to be a lot of pain in it. But you have to be like very disciplined and dedicated. You're going to have to have a very thick skin and used to a lot of no's, with the upside of a yes, like a hint, a sniff of a yes. And for a lot of people, that much of a grind can be very, very hard to deal with. So I always think it must attract a type of individual. I was just curious your thoughts.
I don't know how you do it, but if you could do a survey of the geologists that are working in Canada today, I think you would find a lot of old farts. Yeah. Who just enjoy the work so much. Like I said, it's my retirement hobby. And you just get so much pleasure and excitement about being part of hopefully discovering a major deposit.
The reward whenever you do get, and it doesn't even have to be like a massive win, but if you hit something, you find it a discovery, anything, until you experience that, it's hard to really explain that to people what that is. And it's that it's the treasure hunter in people. It's I'm going to go out and find something. And when you put it kind of into context, you're going to drill a hole into the side of a mountain or into the ground. And you go, we're going to find some gold. That's a pretty bold statement. So it's pretty wild.
If you do your homework, you get all your basic data in place and have your models properly interpreted. As I said before, you're de-risking the project and increasing your likelihood of making some hits.
Excellent. Well, we're going to be paying attention and watching, because I know the next couple of weeks, you're drilling, there's going to be some data coming out, And I mean, this is a time if you want to have a little bit of appetite for a hot region, and I'm more than happy to have that conversation. We'll show some slides of what some of these other stocks have done when they've hit something. That's easy to get excited about. Really pleasure to meet with you, Mr. Healey, and good luck in the next few weeks. We'll certainly be watching to see what comes out of the ground.
Well, thank you, Andrew. A pleasure.